Hi Flosstube, it is Helen D. Today is Wednesday, August 10th. How are you? I don't normally film on Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing well. Emmy is with me up here on the table. She's mad because I don't have water in my cup today, so she's trying to sniff it right now. I dropped my son off at the tennis camp this morning, and then at noon I had to get groceries, and they had cranberry ginger ale, which I like. So Emmy apparently doesn't approve of the cranberry ginger ale, do you? So I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for spending some time with me today while I yap at you about my stitching. I feel very unorganized. Summer is definitely winding down here. First of all, the lighting. It's black outside, it's raining, the washing machine's going. Summer at Helen's house, this is what's happening. Our summer is definitely winding down. My son finishes tennis camp this week. He has a Mariners camp next week. Then we have one blissful week off with nothing except an orthodontist appointment at this point. And then school starts. We start a little early this year. I think it's August 29th or something. We start the Monday before Labor Day. If Labor Day is late, we start before Labor Day. If Labor Day is early, we start after. So that's when we start this year. Yeah, I know I'm gonna forget something today. My husband is on his way back from dropping my mother-in-law off at the airport. So I have like 45 minutes. So I thought I'll get this done and then I can get all the housework done. It's been really hot. Has it been really hot where you are? I know a lot of parts of the country have been really hot, and Maine is no exception. It just kind of broke yesterday. We had in the 90s, felt like in the hundreds, but for like 2 weeks. It just wouldn't go away, and it was so humid. So I haven't been sleeping great. I've sweat more in the last 2 weeks than I probably have in 10 years. We did break down, my husband was doing a little research into whether or not we wanted to invest in a heat pump. But we have natural gas, and for the heating side of it, it wasn't going to be much of a savings because they don't do great in the cold, and we get cold. So I convinced him we at least needed a new air conditioner because the air conditioner we have it's 10-year-old for us. We picked it up off the side of the road when my neighbors were moving. 10 years ago, they were moving and they didn't want to take it with them. So we took it. So who knows how old it is, but it was we have a big room above our garage. It's not big enough for that room. It never was. It's so incredibly loud. The new one is fantastic. We should have done that 10 years ago. So we've all been up in that room. We ended up bringing a card table up there so we could close the door and keep the coolness in when my mother-in-law was here because we played a bunch of games and stuff. So we did that upstairs. So that is all. That is my life update. Stitching wise, I haven't had as much time. I have stuff, but I haven't had as much time. We've been busy. I have no FFOs. I haven't been able to get in that room at all. It'll probably be after school starts that I get kind of back in that room bugging my husband. FOs, I have 2 finished objects, one of which is not actually finished, but I'm calling it finished. So the first one is I finished my first of the Val stuff. This is the Bat Kit Crazy kit, and this came with one of the felt balls and the eyeballs and all this stuff. I just finished. So I did just Batty. I did it in 3799, my purple, 552. So I'm gonna cut that out and make the bat. So that should be a pretty quick FFO. The other one that I'm calling a finish, but is really not quite, you haven't seen this one in ages. I think I mentioned last video that I was feeling like I needed to chalk some whips down off my list, like cross them out, get them done. This one is small and it was pretty close. So I pulled back out Dressed for Dinner. This is an old Erica Michaels. It is from 2002. I'm going to finish mine as a stand-up just like this. I was working on this. Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough had started a Fancy Folk Zoom, and this was my Fancy Folk. I haven't been able to make it to those meetings. They're one a month, Zoom. I bet I haven't made the last 3. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna get him done. So he is done, except he has a little charm here, and then you use, this one is Treasure Braid or something, to connect it, and then that's the same color as like 1 stitch here and 4 stitches here. I ordered the charms just off Amazon. I found a pack that had some small enough, and I thought I'm gonna leave that metallic off until I have the charm so I can match up what color floss to use. So I'm calling him done, even though he really needs 4 stitches and a chain of back stitch. I stitched this one on a 25 count. I don't even know what color it is, and I just pulled floss that I thought would work because it was all called for. It was all Rainbow Gallery. Fuzzy stuff, tweed, cashmere, like it was a mix of everything that none of which I had. So I just picked my own. So he's cute. He's done. Those are my 2 finished objects. Whips. I have 3 things from the last couple weeks. The first one is in my still not lint rolled cardinal points bag. The color picture is upstairs. This is supposed to be my Monday, Tuesday project, but it, like this week, it didn't happen. Last week, I think I gave it an extra day, and then this week it didn't happen because we were busy with companies. So here's where I'm at. So last time I worked on it, you can't see it because they're under my Q-snap, and I've had a few people ask me what this is. I just use regular craft felt. I cut strips and I put it under my little clamps, and that makes it hold a little tighter. That's all that is. I have a couple more leaves done. I finished the robin, and then I'm working over here. And I'm blanking on her name, so I apologize. But someone on Instagram that I follow, the robin is meant to have a yellow wing. And it was kind of bothering me from before. And because I was posting my progress on the, I think I just used hashtag Cardinal Points Sal. She's gonna knock the light over. The cats are right here and they're gonna fight. They're glad that my mother-in-law is gone. Not that, well, they don't like many people. She doesn't care for them at all, so she never even bothers them, but they just like having their house back. Anyway, stitching. When I was posting on that hashtag, I looked at the hashtag and she had done hers in all red. And I'm like, you know what? I like that better. So I picked it out and I did it in all red. I think I got this filled in. I know all this is new. I moved it up so that I could work this line across. It's a bunch of different greens. And my thought was when I have a green out for over here, I'll put in what needs to be done up there. This one is on an 18 count white, antique white Aida. I'm using 2 threads over 1 square, and I am using the called for general art. I had to buy more because it's meant to be done with 1 strand of thread, so I'm using more thread. Last week when I finished that one for the week, I need to get caught up on Frosted Pumpkins to Trees Under the Sea Sal. So I pulled that out. I was 2 months behind. Now I'm a half a month behind. So again, it's kind of down in there. The first one was these seahorses and the jellyfish. And then the next month, the current month, so it must be, came out at the end of July. There's 2 pufferfish, all these little tiny fish, and then there's another scuba diver, snorkeler. I wouldn't snorkel underwater, so there must be a scuba diver, but there's another one up there. This is on 14 count Picture This Plus Haven Aida. My white doesn't show up great. So like this jellyfish, sorry, this pufferfish, the bottom is white, And then all the little spiky things, they were in a light gray and they just blended in. So I used the dark, you used the dark on the top and the light on the bottom. I just used the dark all the way around and I think that helped. I was texting my sister, I'm like, can you see it? Because she knows that I've been having a problem with my whites. If there's a giant white submarine on there, it's gonna have to be a different color. I've changed the color on a few of them, but the pufferfish, I really liked the way the white looked. So I made it work. And then my other whip is a new start. It's a new start and I have a question. So I pulled out the next set of berries for the hashtag berry season sale that we've been doing this year. And I started the autumn berries. These to me, of all the seasons, have the most stitching. This guy is like solid. This is huge. This one will go quick. So I started with one of the big ones. And it's funny, the way the chart is, like this is filled in, but on the chart, it's not, it's open. And then you just fill it in so that you can see these better. I didn't realize that. I'm stitching along and I'm like, what? I have to fill that in? It's gonna take forever. So I'm not gonna fill that in. So here's where I'm at. This one I'm doing on 32 count Silver Moon Lugana. And I'm close. I have this little face. There's an acorn down here. And then because I'm not filling this in, on the chart it's meant to be, there's like, it's connected and then all filled in so it's like a banner. So I'm leaving that blank. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I want a couple stitches over on each side and a couple stitches over on each side. So I have a space and down here. Here's my dilemma. So input please. He's adorable and I love him. But when you get him in a berry, sometimes all you can see, like you can't read where it says happy fall y'all. It's just gonna be a Y, an F, and an A. Last year, I was shopping with my friend Cheryl and I picked up this wooden piece from Michael's. It's almost the perfect fit. It's UPS. I was making sure it wasn't my husband because if it was, he drove way too fast. If I took off these swirly gigs, and so just left with his arms, I could fit this right on here. So I'm contemplating if I want to, what I want to do. If I want to make it a berry or if I want to make it, put it on that and make it a little sign. I have two actually fall berries that I stitched last year and are all finished. So if for my berry display, I've had 3 berries on it, I would still have that. So I'm torn. I'm gonna finish him and then have to make a decision. That's it. That's what I've been working on. I mean, Emmy doesn't like cranberry ginger ale. Let me consult my list. Oh, the other thing I did, you know, we're getting into August and I'm starting to do a little fall stitching. I made a list. What do I have that I need to get done for Christmas ornaments? The New Hampshire retreat in November, I'll need a small for. I'm in a Halloween swap. Like, what do I have coming up that needs to get done? So this month I'm kind of just doing some of those things. So I did a little more stitching that I just can't show yet. I'm doing some of those stitchings mixed in with my regular stuff. There's a lot on there. I need to figure out my teacher gifts, my teacher ornaments. I was planning on doing, and I have 2, I think, done from that With Thy Needle Snowball book. But I don't know how many more of those. I don't know if I want to do that or something else. I had an idea the other night when I was having heat insomnia and couldn't sleep. Some things have been ordered. I'm excited to play with them and see if it's a finish that I like and if I want to do as a gift. So, to be continued, because if it works, I will definitely do a tutorial. If it doesn't work, I won't. So. So we'll see. All right, let's do, I had a few purchases come in and a little happy mail. Let me separate them. We'll do the purchases first. First of all, I got my color and cotton floss, and I know that not everyone has gotten them yet. So if you have not gotten them yet, close your eyes for just a second. I am doing now 5 skeins of the all colors and 5 of the prim. So I'm gonna hold them up. You've been warned. These are the all colors, and those are the prim. So they look really nice together. Okay, they're down. This was the first month that Angela at Color and Cotton is kind of changing up the Floss Club, and they're more seasonal themed, I guess. Like we just got, you know, that set. At Christmas time there might be Christmas colors or spring colors, and there's a lot more of the special editions. Because a lot of people that had been in the club for a long time, when you were getting a lot of them that were just in her regular line, they were getting a lot of doubles and they'd already gotten it. So she put out a survey, and that's what people wanted. They're gorgeous. I haven't been in the club only from the beginning of this year. UPS didn't stop at my house, so there's nothing in there. I also ordered, I don't know why I randomly looked for this, but I did, and it was on sale. I have been in love with this little chart forever, but I'm too cheap to buy it. And Fat Quarter Shop had it. They were the only one that had it. And I was too cheap to buy it because it's a kit and it comes with linen, and I don't stitch on linen. It was half price, so I bought it. So it's an older kit from the trilogy, and it's called Secret Turkey Hunt, and I love them. I love them. So it comes with this piece of linen and these 2 little Jabco buttons. This linen is actually not bad. Now that I've been stitching on some even weave, I could do this. Will I? I don't know. This is a whole series. Look at this one on the back. I have this one too. Isn't it cute? So I snagged that because, like I said, I've had my eye on that for a while. So I have that, and then I didn't want to spend shipping for one thing. So I also picked up this one. It's Hands On Design Beach Please. And it's got, I think, 15 little tiny ones. Lee, is it Hofstetter? She finished hers. She stitches so quick. I don't know if I kept the picture. I'm gonna look real quick while I'm talking to you. She is on the Hands On Design Flossbook Facebook page. No, I didn't keep the picture. And she posts her finishes on there. She stitched that one up so fast. She did 5 of them. And she finished them on, here it is, you guys. A tic-tac-toe board. Let me brighten this down and you'll never see. So that's Lee's finish. So they're on a tic-tac-toe board that she found on Amazon. And it came with like the starfish and the seashells. She's a genius. So now I'm gonna need all these and a tic-tac-toe board. So I picked up that. There's those. The other thing is I did another, I'm quickly becoming addicted to Mystic Fabrics, and I picked up another piece of 28 count Lugana. This one's called Nebula. It's gorgeous. It's dark. So it's just one of the big pieces. So it's Nebula. And then she also every once in a while has what she calls bit bags. So I picked up a bit bag of even weave. She had done a line of Pride fabrics, so a lot of them were from that. Like she sold the extras. But for like Halloween, how perfect is that? So it's just some different fabrics. They're not all going to show. So I got those in. and a hot ball. She sends them with a hot ball, which I promptly ate, and my son's like, that's disgusting, but I don't have to share with him. So that was purchases. Stitchy kindness, I had a couple things come in. Pat sent me this really sweet thank you card that just came in. Sandy Alba, who stitches with Sandy, stitching with Sandy, I'll link her below. She went to an antique store, I think she said. She found tiny doilies, so she sent me some. She said she found a bunch and she thought of me, so she sent me some of them. So they're tiny doilies. I'm not going to take them all out. These would be great like on a summer berry, like as suns, like little sunshines. Look at this fuzzy one. So that will be perfect. Like this one I wouldn't even put on a berry. I'd put it like on a pillow finish on the bottom if you have fabric on the bottom. So thank you, Sandy. Those came in. And then Judith said, she emailed me and she said, hey, I have a bunch of charts. I've either stitched or no, I'm not going to stitch. Can I send them to you to keep or pass on? So she did. Gorgeous charts, and I'm not going to show them all to you, but I want to show you this one because I'd never seen it before. So this was an older chart, 2016. This is an Erica Michaels that was from the Silver Needle Club, and it says a time to sew. And it's so cute, and it was actually the full kit. So thank you so much, Judith. I need to go through once school starts, and I can get in that room. It's a mess. I need to go through, I have a bunch of people that have sent me charts, and sometimes I add them into the giveaways, and I need to go through them again so that I can. Like, I kind of group them by season or whatever. So, we'll move on to giveaways. We had a bunch last week, so I have a bunch of names to read off. Did I bring those things down? I did. So I've already commented on everyone's comments. I'll give a shout out for our last call next week if I don't hear from people. So these were last video's giveaways. And they're all backwards. So the first two were donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. The Prairie Schooler Santa goes to 518 Stitcher. Hands-on Design 25th. Dawn, I'm gonna murder your last name. Boseniler? Dawn, I think you've actually already emailed me, so I don't need to worry about pronouncing your name. The stickers, I had 3 sets of stickers that were donated by Teresa, the Crafty Grimulkin. And again, I'm just gonna pop them in an envelope and mail them out. So I had 3 sets of those. Michelle B 1117, Cindy Lycan, and Susan Barnes. And then the tiny doilies from my mom, which she has stitched. I'm gonna see her this weekend. Lynn C, Shelley Hawking, and Susan Fisher. So my email is listed below. If you guys can email me back, let me know your address, I'll get those out. So then this video for giveaways, we have 2 charts. Again, I should have added some more to it, but I could barely even remember what I was doing. So I have 2 charts that were donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. Normal rules, you need to be 18 so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say the word giveaway or win. And I would appreciate it if you're a subscriber, and go check out Carla's channel and give her a subscribe too. We're gonna use numbers again. Numbers just works easy. Number 1 is Autumn Royalty from Lindy Stitches. These guys are hilarious. Stephanie does great birds. So number 1, and then keeping with the autumn theme is Autumn Blooms. This is by Scissortail Designs. This is number 2. And there's all 3 of those charts in there. These would be great for a fall smalls exchange, as with these. So 1 and 2. I think that's it. Couldn't have been too long because the laundry's still going. The cats are still using the catio. They still refuse to use the door. John has shut Emmy out there a few times to force her to use the door to come back in, which she begrudgingly will. but she then doesn't enjoy her time out there because she's too concerned about how she's going to get back in. So they're still out there, but they're still not using the door. That's your catio update. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. That will be our blissful 1 week off. And then school starts back up. I have so many pieces, Halloween and fall pieces, waiting to be fully finished that I'm really hoping I can chip away at some of those this year. Because it's not like they're from last year. Some from my sisters. I told her to bring them down, add them to my pile. Maybe I'll get to them. Maybe I won't. They have a better chance of getting on here than at her house, right? Because I have to do her finishings, so send them down. That is all. Thank you guys. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, so maybe I'll remember it next time. Maybe I won't. Have a good rest of your August. Bye.